Alright, so let's talk about something that just dropped. Xiaomi. Yeah, the company you know for phones, for smart home gadgets, for basically a ton of cool tech, at often surprising prices. Well, they just unveiled something called the XRing 01. And it's not a phone, it's not a scooter, it's a chip. A custom-designed in-house system on a chip that's turning heads, and fast. This isn't just another incremental update we see every year, this feels different. It's a bold move, a statement piece, and honestly, it's pretty exciting. The announcement came out of nowhere, really. We were all expecting maybe a new phone launch, perhaps some updates to their software ecosystem. But a flagship-level, potentially game-changing processor? That wasn't on many bingo cards for 2025, especially not from Xiaomi at this level. The initial leaks were hazy, just whispers on forums. But then the official reveal happened, and the specs started to paint a very interesting picture. Suddenly my social feeds were just flooded with XRing 01 this and Xiaomi chip that. It's clear that this isn't just a piece of silicon, it's a signal of intent from a company looking to play in the big leagues of chip design. Why is this such a big deal, you ask? Well, designing and manufacturing high-performance chips is incredibly difficult and expensive. It's a club with very few members. For Xiaomi to throw their hat in the ring, and to do it with something that, on paper at least, looks this competitive, is a massive undertaking. So, what's actually this XRing 01? What's making it so special? Xiaomi wasn't shy with the details, and from what they've shared, it's clear they weren't aiming for a mid-range player. They're going for the crown. First off, the process node. They're claiming this is built on a cutting-edge 3-nanometer process. That's right up there with what the other big players are using for their latest and greatest. A smaller process node generally means more transistors packed in, leading to better performance and improved power efficiency. Then there's the architecture. Xiaomi says the XRing 01 features a new generation of custom-designed CPU cores which they're calling Dragonfire cores. Catchy, right? They're boasting a significant instructions per clock, IPC, uplift compared to previous off-the-shelf ARM designs they might have used. It's an octa-core setup, likely with a familiar mix of high-performance and high-efficiency cores, but the custom design is key. Beyond the CPU, the XRing 01 is packing a seriously beefed-up neural processing unit, or NPU, for AI tasks. They're throwing around some pretty wild TOPS numbers, that's tera operations per second, claiming it can handle complex on-device AI for everything from computational photography to real-time language translation and advanced system optimization. Alright, specs are cool and all, but how does the XRing 01 actually perform? Does it live up to the hype? Xiaomi presented some first-party benchmarks, and while we always take those with a grain of salt until independent testing comes in, the numbers are, well, they're impressive. In Geekbench 6, they're showing single-core and multi-core scores that are not just competitive with, but in some cases reportedly edging out, the latest from Qualcomm's Snapdragon lineup, say the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4, and even giving Apple's A18 Bionic a serious run for its money. When it comes to graphics, the integrated GPU, which they've dubbed the Phoenix Wing, is also showing some serious muscle. In tests like 3D Wildlife Extreme, the XRing 01 is apparently delivering sustained frame rates that could make it a gaming powerhouse. We're talking smooth, high-fidelity gaming on the go. But it's not just about synthetic benchmarks. Xiaomi also demonstrated real-world scenarios. Faster app loading times, smoother multitasking, and significantly quicker processing for tasks like 8K video editing directly on the device. The AI performance, powered by that beefy NPU, also showed impressive gains in image recognition and language processing demos. It's no surprise that the announcement of the XRing 01 chip has been met with a wave of enthusiasm and praise from within China, especially from official channels. The Chinese government has been very vocal about its goals for greater technological self-sufficiency, particularly in critical areas like semiconductors. For years there's been a massive push, under initiatives like Made in China 2025, to reduce reliance on foreign technology and build up domestic capabilities. A high-performance mobile SoC, designed in-house by a major Chinese tech company like Xiaomi, is a significant milestone in that journey. State-affiliated media outlets have been quick to laud the XRing 01 as a triumph of Chinese innovation and engineering. It's being portrayed as a symbol of the country's growing prowess in high-tech R&D, and a testament to the success of government support for the semiconductor industry. This chip isn't just a component, it's a source of national pride. Section 5 Washington's watch concerns across the Pacific. On the other side of the Pacific, the reaction to Xiaomi's XRing 01 has been, predictably, more cautious and tinged with concern. While tech enthusiasts might be excited about a new competitive chip, policymakers and industry analysts in the United States are looking at this through a different lens, the lens of strategic competition and national security. The US has been working to limit China's access to advanced semiconductor technology and to bolster its own domestic chip industry. A breakthrough like the XRing 01, if its performance claims hold true, could be seen as a sign that those efforts are facing a significant challenge. There will undoubtedly be questions raised in Washington about how Xiaomi managed to develop such an advanced chip. Scrutiny will likely fall on supply chains, access to electronic design automation tools, and talent acquisition. While Xiaomi isn't currently under the same level of intense restrictions as Huawei was, the US government has shown its willingness to use trade policy to address perceived national security risks and unfair trade practices. Section 6. The Ripple Effect, Shaking Up the Tech World. The arrival of Xiaomi's XRing 01 isn't just a big deal for Xiaomi, China, or the US, it sends ripples across the entire global tech industry. Think about other smartphone manufacturers, especially those in the Android ecosystem like Samsung, Oppo, Vivo, and OnePlus. For years, many of them have heavily relied on Qualcomm for their flagship processors, with Samsung also using its own Exynos chips in certain regions. Now there's potentially a new high-performance option on the table, or at least a new benchmark for what's possible from a competitor. This could spur them to accelerate their own chip development efforts or seek more favorable terms from existing suppliers. One big question is whether Xiaomi will keep the XRing 01 exclusive to its own devices, or consider licensing it out to other manufacturers. If they keep it exclusive, it becomes a powerful differentiator for Xiaomi phones, potentially allowing them to offer a unique performance and efficiency proposition. This could help them capture more market share in the premium segment. However, if they were to license it, it could disrupt the existing chip market even further, providing an alternative to Qualcomm and MediaTek for other brands. That's a big if, but it's a possibility that will make other players nervous. Section 7. Geopolitical chess chips as pawns and kings. The XRing 01 isn't just a piece of technology, it's a significant move on the global geopolitical chessboard, particularly in the context of the ongoing US-China tech rivalry. Chips, or semiconductors, have become more than just components. They are strategic assets, akin to oil in the 20th century. They power everything from our smartphones and computers to critical infrastructure and advanced military systems. The nation that leads in chip technology holds a significant economic and security advantage. Xiaomi's breakthrough, therefore, has implications that extend far beyond the consumer electronics market. This development directly challenges the narrative of US technological supremacy in chip design, at least in certain segments. For years, the US has leveraged its dominance in semiconductor technology as a tool of foreign policy, implementing export controls and sanctions to curb the technological ambitions of rivals, most notably China. Section 8 Xiaomi's next move, navigating the chip war. So, with the XRing 01 now out in the open and making serious waves, what's next for Xiaomi? This chip is a massive technical achievement, but it also brings a new set of strategic challenges and opportunities for the company. First and foremost, successful integration into their own product lines will be key. We'll be watching closely to see which of their upcoming flagship phones, and potentially other devices, will feature the XRing 01. Delivering a seamless and superior user experience powered by this chip will be crucial to validating their investment and convincing consumers. This move significantly elevates Xiaomi's brand perception. They're no longer just seen as a company that assembles components from others or focuses on budget-friendly devices. They are now a serious player in fundamental technology development. This can help them compete more effectively in the premium smartphone segment globally, where brand cachet and unique technology are major selling points. Section 9. The long game. The future of the global chip race. The unveiling of Xiaomi's XRing 01 chip is more than just a product announcement. It's a really significant marker in the ongoing global chip race. It underscores a fundamental truth. The pursuit of semiconductor excellence is relentless, and the field of contenders is potentially widening. For years, we've seen a sort of consolidation of power among a few key players. This development shows that with enough investment, talent, and determination, new challengers can emerge and shake things up. This is probably not the last surprise we'll see in this space. This chip war, as it's often called, has profound implications for the future of technology. We're talking about the building blocks of the digital economy. The competition to create smaller, faster, more power-efficient, and more specialized chips is driving innovation in artificial intelligence, quantum computing, IoT, and countless other fields. The XRing 01 is a testament to this drive.